Dreams are visionary ideas, and many of today's realities were once yesterday's dreams. The Antioch Public Library is larger, more fully equipped, better staffed, and more conveniently located than the founders could have imagined. In 1921, 6 members of the Antioch Women's Club had a dream that every member of the Antioch community would have free access to books. With that dream, these women worked together to establish the Antioch Public Library.
It was a wonderful decision. The 6 of us, or were there 7? I don't quite remember. Nellie Brogan, Eleanor Hughes, Della Matthews, Edna Warringer, Mary Watson, and of course me. I'm Nellie Ziegler. I know for sure the 6 of us were there, but we also may have invited Alice Smith to be a member of the planning committee as well. Well, the committee sat in Mary's parlor discussing the possibilities. We knew we would need money to support our efforts. The first thing we did was plan a community sale. We set up a booth in the lobby of Percy Chin's Theater. We sold candy, biscuits, and various homemade gifts. Every member of the Antioch Women's Club was encouraged to contribute in some way. We asked the community to donate books to get the library started. We also had a large card party at Mrs. Howe's home on Lake Catherine to raise additional funds. Edna and Della were responsible for finding our first location. They were so pleased to report at our next meeting that they had found a space in Walter Chin's newspaper and magazine shop located at 934 Main Street. Once we had moved all the donated books into our space, we opened to serve the community. We were only open a few months when we realized we needed more space. Edna Warringer was able to get permission to move the library to the Antioch Village Hall. At that time, the Village Hall was located at 875 Main Street. The library was on the 2nd floor, with the jail on the 1st floor. Oh my, we could hear the rattling bars when prisoners were in residence. The Village Hall also housed the fire department. We would often hear bells clang on days of fire calls. Our library was anything but quiet. Back then, we all took our turn serving as librarian. We volunteered to do this as members of the Women's Club. It was an honor to serve our community in this way. In 1924, the Antioch Women's Club handed the responsibility for the library over to the village. It had grown so much. We were proud of what we had started, but the club needed to focus on other things. The village hired Miss Mary Stanley to be the head librarian in 1926.
Shortly after the village took over responsibility for the library, a library board was formed. Then, in 1930, the library moved to the Antioch Grade School. You know the one. It's located at the corner of Main and Depot Street. The library stayed at the school for almost 10 years. While in that location, the library became a township library, and it started receiving financing with property taxes. That was June of 1937. Receiving funding from the township really helped expand the library's ability to serve the community. It wasn't long before the library outgrew the space being used in the Antioch Grade School. In 1939, the library leased the 2nd floor of Elms Building at 896 Main Street. As the library expanded its services to the community, the board had to consider another move. In 1941, the library was moved to 883 Main Street. Shortly after that, Miss Stanley resigned as head librarian. Betty Lou Williams was appointed head librarian in her place. Miss Williams had been on staff at the library since 1939. She served in that role until 1945, when Marion Rigby was hired. In 1950, the William Schroeder family donated the land at 757 Main Street to be the final site of the library. This property had been the home of Edgar Williams. Local businessmen helped restore the home on the property, and Antioch citizens helped to move the books and equipment to the new location. The renovated home housed the library until 1970.
The early years for the Antioch Library surely held much growth and progress. The library changed with the times, always putting what the community needed and wanted first. As I look at how far the library has come, it gives me such satisfaction that the 6 of us, along with the Antioch Women's Club, persevered in the early days. The library continues to meet the needs of the people of Antioch today. For the rest of the story, enjoy viewing the Antioch Public Library 1970 and beyond.